think I'm on. Right. Thought I'd do a surprise stream. See who turns up. I've got a bunch of gear to work on, so I want to kind of probably do a couple of live streams. I'm scheduled to do one in 12 hours time as well, so that's still happening. I'll sort of do another one tonight. I was sitting here thinking, what am I going to do? I'm a bit bored, so I thought I'd do a live stream. Hopefully everything is working okay. So say hello in the chat if you're here. I should probably say something on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it these days, to say I'm live or something, so people know. YouTube just told me that I'm live. That's useful. I hope it told other people too. Give me a second here. Right. It's announced on Twitter, X, whatever. Hey, Sky, Shane stuff. Oh, you're Australia. Okay, in Sweden. So I don't normally stream at this time of day. I normally stream in 12 hours time, and I'm going to be doing that in 12 hours time as well. So I had actually not planned for this one. I just thought I'd do it because I was bored. What the hell? Thought I might as well do a stream. Hey Sven? Yeah, you're 12 hours out. Well, almost 11 hours out on it. So yes, so I've got some stuff to work on. There's a clue that's over there. Can you see what those are? There's a few things there. Part of that is figuring out how to use them. But I've also got a few things directly behind me in a pile. Boxes, yes, well, yeah. They're sideways. There's a clue. Give me a beer for a change. So we'll tinker with some stuff. We'll fix some things, maybe. Like I said, I've got a few things to work on, so I've got plenty of stuff even for tomorrow's live stream. Even if I do some stuff now, I've still got plenty of things to work on, so it's not a big deal. So I can sit down and tinker with some things. We may fix something, we may not, we may pull some stuff apart, may not. We'll just play it by ear, see what happens. Now, we do have a storm right now, quite heavy rain. I don't know if that's coming through on the microphone or not. Did a coffee, yeah, well, it's a bit early for beer for you, isn't it? I haven't had a beer in a while, so I thought, oh, I'll have a beer. So, yeah. Anyway, so we'll see what we come up with. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I've got, say, these 3 bits of gear in the corner here, which I want to look at. One of them is probably going to be a case of just taking the case off and have a look inside it. Make sure it looks okay. That only just arrived. So, it appears to function, but I'm not certain yet. I don't really know how to use it yet. Like my car? What about like my car? What do you mean? Not sure I understand what you mean, this thing. Did I miss something? Oh, I've forgotten something. I've probably forgotten about something. Oh, the t-shirt. Right, yes. DeLorean shirt. My wife got me this. She went to the car museum down in Wellington, and they've got a DeLorean down there, and they sold these shirts. So she thought I'd like it, so she was right. She keeps finding little interesting little curiosities and things for me. It's very thoughtful like that. This rain's getting pretty hard. Haven't dropped any frames yet, which is good. Considering the rain, and I'm using wireless internet, that's pretty good. Draco, how's it going? So yeah. So I had a bit of an impromptu repair yesterday. So I posted it on the Patreon. So I think Sven, your Patreon, Sven. I know you're a YouTube supporter. Hopefully you're if you're a Patreon as well. But posted it on there. Just a couple of pictures about that thing. It's quite a mess. So I'm going to make a video from that. I've already recorded footage, obviously, and it's going to come out eventually. I've got so many videos pre-recorded. I've got loads. Hold on. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. Yeah, 17 definitely recorded. One of those is probably going to split into maybe 3 or 4 videos. So I've got about 20 videos pre-recorded, yet to be edited, sitting here waiting for me to do them. Draco 700 TL, I don't know what that is. Yeah, anyway, I'm ignorant, I'm afraid. I've got these piles of things sitting around, like I've got these projects like piled up like this. So things like this sitting around. It's just, and like behind me here, I've got things like this which I've done a review on. Have I done that one? No, the review's got to come out yet. I've recorded it, but got to publish that one. And I've got these things here. In fact, I've got 4 of these. I'll explain why. Got these 2 here, and I've got 2 more here. So these are some USB soldering irons, as you can see. These are version 1.2 of the firmware. And these are version 1.4 of the firmware. I found some little firmware glitches on these ones whilst I was doing a review. So I fed back to the manufacturer, said, hey, I found a couple of problems. So they sent me some updated ones. So these, I think, are pre-release, are pre-production ones. So I don't think anyone actually got these, but yeah, that's what the fun looks like. Interesting things. Seem to work alright. But yeah, I've got this bloody pile of stuff sitting here. It's like, oh, just so much stuff piled up right here. Just so many projects, and all this gear I've got here for doing reviews on. Most of it I don't actually need. There's a few things there which would be handy from time to time. Those that get kept, but there are items there I'm thinking I've got, and things I've got piled up already. I think I need to do like a big bulk lot of just like one sale of items on the auction site and just sell a whole bunch of stuff in one go. It's like, here's 10 items, buy them all, $200, it's yours. I think about doing something like that just to get rid of a bunch of stuff, because it's a bit hard to sell them individually. Making $20 here or there. It's a lot of work for that. I'd rather just sell a lot of stuff and do it once. We'll see. I don't want to do about the ones that got the firmware glitch, so that's the only problem. Ones that got the firmware glitch, I can't really sell those. Because they're like pre-production ones and I had, some errors. But that's alright. So those things, most of those are in videos which I've already done, which you'll be seeing. So I've got 3 videos edited, ready to go. Out of that 20 or so, we'll sit in there. So loads of work still to do, and so these things here be part of that. So I do kind of want to look at them now too. Hey Peter, it's nearly 8 PM, so I'm 12 hours early. I'm going to live stream tomorrow morning as well, so in 12 hours time I'll be doing another live stream. I'll do 2. I was a bit bored. I thought I'd kind of procrastinating about a few things about what to do. So I thought, oh, I'm going to sit down and do a live stream and I'll just do that. The wife is currently in Australia. She's over there visiting her parents. So I'm twiddling my thumbs, you know. Anyway, so yeah, we'll tinker with some stuff. I don't know what yet. I've got another project sitting on the desk over there too, actually. I don't know if I can see it on this camera. If I change cameras, can I see it? Yes. Not that one. And that one there, you can see it there. That brown case, that's an actual mega insulation tester, resistance tester. That's what that brown case is right there, top right. And that's something I've been meaning to do for ages. That's been sitting there for maybe a year. Maybe a year now it's been sitting there. It's been sitting there for quite some time. So yeah. Another project. It's just forever projects. But, with the hand crank, yeah, that's right. I think I showed it in one of the previous live streams. I pulled it out and just had a quick look at it. But yeah, it's not accurate anymore, so I kind of want to pull it apart and just maybe lubricate it inside. It's probably a bit of grease, which is a bit stale, that kind of thing. I'm guessing it's that kind of thing in there. Lubricate. The original lubricants are probably dried out. That sort of thing. Maybe it won't take much to get it right. I don't know. I don't know what's inside it. I try to find information on the things, and it's quite vague. There wasn't really much. So I think it's a case of pulling the thing apart and exploring and hoping not to break it, because it does kind of work. Yeah. And other things I've got behind me, I've got those power supplies that Rob gave me a while ago to look at refixing. High voltage power supply things which go to PoEs, PoE injectors. Run off battery supplies, like kind of not really UPS, are they? They're just battery power supplies. So I also got the Valhalla 2703, I think it is, sitting behind me, AC calibrator. That's been sitting there for about 2 years now, maybe 3, something like that. Again, something else I need to get around to actually working on. Now today I was playing around with GPIB, or trying to play around with GPIB. So you may have seen the video I did where I pulled apart my Adventist up here, my R6581T 8.5 digit multimeter, and replaced the display. And that's been working fine. You know, the display works really well, but not really a but, is it? Ian Johnston has been working on some software, because he just picked up one of these multimeters as well. He picked one up. I don't know how much he paid for it, but he's been working on that, and he's developed his WinGPIB software to add that to it to handle backing up the calibration constants and stuff like that. And he's been experimenting with his one, and he wanted to get me to try it on mine, just dump my calibration constants and see what comes out of it. Which sounds straightforward, and it would be if I could even connect to the damn thing. Hey Breads, how's it going? Or Bread? So that's what I spent about 3 hours on it today. The Mac can talk to it. I can, well, kind of talk to it. I can connect to it. Can't read from it, which is interesting. And I did it on the PC as well, on Windows 7 laptop, which is what's available to me at the moment. And tried it on that with Ian's software. It seemed to connect. Well, Ian software wouldn't talk to it at all because it's got some intermediary thing going on there with drivers and stuff on the laptop, which don't seem to be working quite right. And not for Ian software, I think it's just my configuration. That machine is not right for it, and that's been driving me nuts. That I spent, a few hours on that today, and just trying to talk to it. So if I open up the Keysight connection wizard, whatever it is on there, I can't remember what it's called now, and I can connect to it. It shows it's connected. If I send it a read command or a IDN command, the multimeter will beep, so I know it's actually talking to it because it's responding, but it's responding with an error saying it's like a termination error. But I can't see any way of changing the terminators on it. So the end of line thing, which is the GPIB stuff. It's really old fashioned, and it's been around for a very long time. And I'm way behind the eight ball with trying to actually learn it and use it. I've done a little bit on Python on my Mac here, or on my previous Mac. I did a bit on that one. This Mac I'm using now is different, newer versions. Doesn't work anymore. So what I tried putting up the Python script and trying to connect to the multimeter that way. Didn't work. It's like that. It's broken. So that's more troubleshooting too. But the idea was to try and get Ian software working, so I can then pull out this calibration information, all this history. It will pull that out for the app, and that could be useful. But unfortunately, I couldn't get the damn thing to work. I think my laptop's a bit older. I mean, might be a case of just reinstalling all the bloody GPIB driver stuff and all the Keysight stuff. But I did try reinstalling the National Instruments Visa software, and I downloaded the current version, which seemed to support my machine, and start the installer. Within a few seconds of starting the installer, it just crashed. It's like the installer wouldn't want anything better. So it's frustrating trying to get that working. I spent hours on that. What should have been a relatively straightforward thing, because I have had it working in the past. So I've previously used Ian software on my equipment here. I've used it to connect to my Solartron, my Datron calibrator, my Datron multimeter. I've talked to it with those, right? So I've sent commands through his software, so I've had it working on it before. Hey Rob. Yeah, I'm still on in the morning. Yeah, Rob, so I'm going to do 2 live streams. I was bored, so I thought I'd sit down and have a stream now. I sort of got a few projects here, which I was thinking, I kind of want to do that. I want to open it up and work on it, but I don't want to. I was kind of saving it for a live stream. But I've got so much stuff here that I could do more than one live stream. So. HDMI outputs. There aren't many scopes of HDMI outputs. There's not many of them actually. A lot of the, like the Siglent stuff, those have the web servers built in, so you can connect to the web browser, and then you can screen share your web browser. You can do that. I mean, I've done it with mine. That's one way of doing it. Obviously, there's always the cheap way of pointing a camera at the screen, which is the other way I'd usually do it. Rod Elliot, I don't know Rod Elliot actually. I know Dave. He's a friend of mine. So, yeah, Dave's a good guy. He can be a bit opinionated, but that's fine. That's just the way he is. Anyway, Rod Elliot. I don't know who Rod Elliot is. You have to tell me who that is now, because I don't know who it is. I'm thinking now, am I missing something? I'm probably missing something really important, some major influencer, which is essential to know. Yeah, you can exactly window capture OBS. So, like, if I had my scope running or something like that over here, I'm usually lazy. I'll just point the camera at it. But I have in the past booted up a web server running on my machine here, and just captured that window in OBS and done it that way. So yeah, it's a perfect valid way of doing it. You can even crop it so it's doesn't like a window. You just see that screen part. You could do that without too much trouble. But I'm usually, when I'm doing videos, I just point the camera at it because I'm lazy. It's just a lot of work to set all this stuff up and get it working. And I've had issues with OBS losing stuff. So I did actually try OBS a while ago to record footage with it. Right, so instead of using SD card stuff on my camera and transporting it to the computer and copying things backwards and forwards, I did actually try using OBS to record using the webcams and feeding HDMI input into it and that sort of stuff. And more than once it lost the footage. I'd have a clip on there and I finish what I'm doing, come to look at it and go and, do something with it. It's like, where is it? It's gone. It didn't create the file for some reason. It's just sort of that work was lost. So it's happened more than once. So I don't use OBS for that because I've had issues. Okay. Idiot Sound Products. Haven't heard of that either. So yeah, I used to do car audio stuff like that. So audio stuff was something I used to do. So yeah, I might have to look at that one, see if it's something I'm interested in or not. Yeah, so Rob, I've still got your power supplies sitting here on the floor waiting for me to look at them again. I haven't touched them since the last live stream we did. I haven't done anything with them, just it's on the pile. It's just one of these things. I've had so much review stuff to do recently. I've just been like one thing after another, review. So I recently started working with Finersi, as you may have noticed. And I think there's like two or three more products of theirs I'd like to look at that I know about right now. So there's one more I'll be doing, which I've recorded the footage for, which will be published in not this week but next week. So that's that one. That's the last Finersi one I've got for the time being, but I have to ask for some more stuff. There's a couple more things I want to look at because they're nice cheap products. They have pros and cons like any cheap product. Some are better than others, so it's still worth a look. So some of these things, the very first, I think the very first Finersi video I did, review video with them, did really well. I think it's like 16,000 views now, something like that. It just took off, that one. It was phenomenal. I was really surprised by it. I mean, these days for me, a normal video would be like 1,000 or 2,000 views would be normal. Within the first few days to a week, that'd be pretty normal. A good video might get 4,000. So if you get 16,000 within like the first week, was really good. So that's quite good. I'm happy about that. I think Finersi liked it as well. Yeah, Rob, do you know when that's going to arrive, that power supply? I'm not hanging out for it. Just curious when it's going to turn up. If I was, in a rush for it, I would have been nagging you already, saying, "When's it coming? When's it coming? When's it coming?" I published it already. I did. Yes, I did. I published my one. Yeah, I'm losing track of the time. Had a little accident. My little power supply. You may have seen that. Minor repair. Published that yesterday. That's actually done quite well too, that one. I think it's done like 4,000 views already. Next week? Okay, cool. So it'll be probably a week after that. So 2 weeks' time, roughly. That's fine. That works out quite well, actually. Yeah. So we should look at something anyway. We should do tinker with something. That's why I'm sitting here after all. It's not to sit here waffling and drinking beer, though it's probably a fairly good thing to be doing. Thanks, Sven. Helpful. Let's hope. I'm going to say it. I've been drinking too much already. It's only the first one. I don't drink much. So we'll get one of these bits of gear sitting over here on the floor, stuck on the bench, and have a look at one. And then the one I want to look at, I have done like a preliminary initial look at, and it appears to function from the basic testing I've done. But I want to open it up because it's got some sealer seals on it. They sealed it, little stickers over it, and I still want to open up and just see what it's like inside, just to be sure it's actually good. So your vintage amp restorations are the best. Yeah, a lot of vintage gear does quite well. Like vintage computing does well. Vintage electronics, vintage. Not so much vintage electronic stuff. At least not a lot of stuff I do. It does okay, but it's not wonderful. But the computers does really well because that's really general, and like audio stuff is also very generalised. So it will certainly do better. Yeah, I mean, if it's, you know, the age group you're targeting as well is probably quite prevalent for that kind of content as well. So you're trying to get the right statistics, I suppose, for the people you're looking for. Yeah, it's probably the same sort of age group as my gear, I suppose, but yeah, that can be hit and miss too. I should probably look at your channel actually. I haven't actually looked at your stuff. Go to channel in new tab, not this tab. Let's have a look. $459 videos. That's a reasonable amount. Decent amount of work there. I shall subscribe to you and watch your stuff later on. So, just stick something on the bench and have a look at it, which is the purpose of being here. Instead of just waffling for the next 5 hours or whatever it's going to be. Let's change views. Let's do that one. That there. Let's pause that. Don't need that running. This is what I want to look at. I can't see what you can see because I've got windows in the way. And this is probably not a wash camera. Let's have a look. Yeah. You may or may not recognise what it is. I don't know. Maybe you do. So, Fluke 720A Kelvin Varley voltage divider. I've been wanting to get one of these for a while. Now, when I first thought about getting one of these, that was a few years ago, probably about 4 years ago, and the price of these weren't too bad at the time. But I had other priorities and other things I wanted to buy first. I wanted like a calibrator and other calibration equipment and that sort of stuff first. So I never actually actioned buying one at the time. And the price of these now is just gone through the roof and it's ridiculous. This one I was lucky with, I think, if it works properly, if it's all intact like it's supposed to be. I got this for about, what's the $2,000 in New Zealand by the time I got it in my hands? That's how much it cost me. So, fairly expensive. But there's ones on eBay for like $5,000, that kind of thing, to give you some idea. This one was on for a higher price. They said I'd drop the price, and I managed to grab it. I had just enough money to be able to buy it. So that was with the contributions from like my PayPal supporters and YouTube members and stuff like that. And the affiliate money I get from AliExpress, things like that. So I chucked all that together, and I was able to pick this up. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I knew I wanted one. Mainly because I've seen it in like service manuals for test equipment, that sort of thing. So I've seen it mentioned a lot in doing various calibration gear things and what have you. So yeah, it wasn't cheap. So this is part of the reason too, Rob, why I'm pleased it's another couple of weeks away before that power supply arrives, because I spent the money on this. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to pull the covers off this, because as you can see, maybe you can see on camera, it's got these little seals on it. So I'm going to record it with this camera as well, as evidential stuff, in case there's anything horrendously wrong. Because obviously the sellers put seals on there as a cop-out. Now, I've had a piece of gear years ago. It arrived with seals on it, and I had to open it up to change the voltage on it, because it had 110 volt, 115 volt, wherever it may be, in the US. Had that input selection on it, and I had to open it to change it to 240 volts. So I had no choice but to open it. And I found the unit was actually faulty and lots of problems. And so I tried to actually lodge a claim with eBay. And it got rejected because I opened the unit up, because I broke the seals. Even though I had to break the seals in order to convert the voltage. I actually lost that one. What ended up happening though is I went to PayPal and lodged a claim with PayPal, because I always use PayPal to pay for those things, and lodged a secondary claim with PayPal, and they actually sided with me that time, and then I got money back from PayPal instead. So that's why I always use PayPal to pay for the eBay stuff, not directly with my credit card, because that way you've got an extra layer of protection, and sometimes you need it. So yeah, just anyway, so that's why I want to record this and do this live stream, and just in case there's anything horrendously wrong with it and I've broken the seals to get into it and end up with an issue with the claim and stuff, at least then I've got evidence. It is still currently sealed. Test gear prices ballooning? Yes, absolutely they are. Yeah, they're ahead, so why can't you fast forward? Yeah, I know, it's annoying, isn't it? I thought I spoke fast enough. He probably couldn't, I know that I tend to speak quite quickly, so I'm surprised you actually want to fast forward. I thought you usually want to slow it down so you can understand me a bit easier. That's one of the comments I get, is that I speak too fast. Too quickly, I should say. Alright, let's get this camera working. I should probably record that the seals are intact as well before I open it. Just want to do a little bit of a video on this. I just want to open it, really. I do actually want to figure this out, and actually, there's actually a dent here. There's a dent there. May not matter. I guess we'll find out. So I'm going to change camera views to be this camera, so you can see what I'm doing in a bit of a way. And I shall record something when I stop burping because I've been drinking beer. So here's a Fluke 720A Kelvin voltage divider. Can't say it. Kelvin Vardy voltage divider. Picked this up on eBay. It's got these seller seals all on it. It's got 4 seals on it, which are still intact because I've opened it. But I want to open it up and have a look inside. And so I've just noticed just now, is there's actually, because my light's catching it, there's a slight bump just here. Just there, there's a little bump. I don't know if it's pushed in here, or if it's something coming out from the inside. I'm not quite sure. But I want to take the covers off and have a look, and to see what's actually inside it. Now my light, is that getting washed out? It's a bit washed out now. Let's just do that. That might help slightly. Okay. So, still a very slight dent there. Now I'm going to take the screws out for the very first time, so it is all still sealed. Original seals are still there. Right. And this, when I have a look inside, make sure it's all good, because you never quite know what you're buying. I mean, this is supposed to be full of precision resistors. And as far as I know, someone's taken the precision resistors out and put some standard carbon filters in. Of approximate value, you just don't know. So I want to open it up and have a look and see what's actually inside. And I'm hoping it's just fine. I'm expecting to open it up and see there's no issue and it all looks good, and we put the cover back on again and move on. but sometimes you never quite know. Part of this will be, not in this particular video, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll do something later on, but edit on, but I need to figure out how to use this thing. So I've played with it a little bit. It does seem to at least kind of work, but I'm not quite sure exactly how to use it. I need to sit down and actually read the manual about it and actually, that's right, read the manual and actually figure it out. So there's different versions of this. Some have a liquid, like an oil bath, and some don't, I think. Now one thing I'm noticing is that this has got some staining on this resistor here. You see it there? It's like white. Yeah. In is that way. See that? So I'm not going to touch anything with bare hands because oils and stuff and precision equipment, not good. But that's interesting the way that resistor there is looking like that. And that dent is right in line with this rail here. So it's probably nothing. Maybe the top case got pushed in. There's nothing to support the front edge. So maybe it got pushed downwards. I'm probably not talking about this bit here. So there's a rail there. So that's where the bulge was. So I'm guessing the top case has got pushed down. Maybe it had some equipment on top of it, pushing that front edge down because there's nothing to hold it up. So that's probably nothing. Okay, well, let's check the other side out and see what's on the other side. I can't see anything horrendous apart from that interesting staining on that one particular resistor. Hopefully it's not because it's got hot. Right. Nothing looks too out of place. Let's check the other side. Alright, let's take this side off as well. As you can see, still intact. This has got missing feet, so something I want to do is put feet on it. Because these won't be going into a rack. I don't have a rack. I was actually looking at racks the other day, to be honest. I was thinking, should I get myself an equipment rack? And I was thinking, how big this equipment rack would need to be. And I'm thinking, where the hell am I going to put it? And I was thinking, well, one of the things I've got, which could go in a rack, it's my calibrator there, my Datron calibrator. Problem is, I think it weighs 30 kilos. So I was looking at racks which could take the weight. And then the prices started jumping up. So it's, it's like, okay. So I closed the web page and went away and did something else. So that's kind of where I get to with that. It's not the first time I looked at racks and wouldn't, change my mind. So here we've got a bunch of labels telling you what the bits are. That's nice. And this is the bit I was concerned about, because in here that's an oil-cooled resistor bank, so there's actually liquid in there. Now one thing you have to watch out for is that these don't start leaking. I don't see anything. There's no signs of liquid on the bottom cover, so that's a good sign. These can leak, so if they're not leaking, that's a good thing. That's a little fill-up port just there, that's how you fill it. And over here there's a switch here for operating calibrations and stuff as well. So we'll look at these other resistors along here and make sure they look okay. It's all looking alright. Nothing standing out of me as being particularly bad apart from that one resistor which looked a bit weird. In fact, there's another one that's over here, it's also looking a bit white. There's a couple of them. There's one there. You get closer. So that one there's got a little bit on it, and this one here, just there. Bit on that one as well. So that's a little bit curious. Just random ones. I'm hoping that's not a sign of it being overheated. I might have to look into those ones in more detail and let's actually see what the resistances are supposed to be across those particular resistors and measure them and see if they come out about right. It's possible there's an issue, but on the surface it's looking good. The main thing I was worried about is this oil bath leaking, and that's looking fine. So I'm pretty relaxed about that now. Obviously I need to figure out how to use it, and then I can actually test it thoroughly and do like performance checks and see if it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. But the idea of these things is you can divide down the voltage. Like if it's set in operating mode right now, if I injected 10 volts here and I had that at 0.1 like it is currently, I'll get 1 volt out over here in a very precise way. And you know, if that's be 0.1, that'd be 0.11 volts, or 1.1 volts I should say. Right, and that'd be 1.111 volts, and so on. You know, whatever you want to have. That's how that works. To my understanding, that's what I got out of it when I tested it before anyway. So fingers crossed it actually behaves. But that's what I want to do right now, is just check it out and see if it looks okay. But I'm going to dig into those resistors a little bit and find out what's going on there. Why they've got the white staining on. It's a bit weird. One thing I should look for is the little standoffs. I should definitely check standoffs, because that's something these have a problem with, or all the Fluke gear has problems with, I should say. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's easy to overlook these and forget they're even there. So, got these little standoffs in here. These break. So they're really commonly broken. It happens quite a lot. I've had to repair a lot of these in the past. Like my 343A, my DC calibrator, when I got that, several of those are broken, and some of these got what looks like cracks in the middle of them. So these are currently still intact, so I'm leaving them alone. They don't need to be changed because they're still okay at the moment. I'll worry about fixing them when they break. Right now they're looking alright, so I'm going to leave it well enough alone. Hey Christian. Frank, how's it going? Ian. Gary. Is it sacrilege to have a beer next to a piece of gear like this? You know, like alcohol and liquids right next to such a piece of precision engineering. Is that sacrilege? Maybe. Anyway, yeah, I'll put those covers back on that and put it back together. For the time being, at least. I'm fairly happy with this one's looking okay. Just those couple of discoloured ones I'm interested in. Well, not really discoloured, little, I don't know, maybe it's just marking paint or something makes it, I don't know, because it's like the same sort of stuff they got on the other side of the resistors where you got the white markings on. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. So you can see they got the writing on them. It's in white. It looks like the same shade of white, so maybe it's just from manufacture. It could be nothing. Could be they had a spill and got on the resistors. Who knows? Yeah, so these are plexiglass, I believe, acrylic, or to be technically correct, polymethyl methacrylate, and they do have brass inserts in them. So this rod is it's actually bed into it. I think it's moulded over, and it's got a stud on this side as well. I'm not sure if it's actually an insert, whether it's just screwed in. I can't tell. I think it's actually got like a little insert in there. Yeah, I can see it. It's got a little brass insert inside each side. So these are just threaded into those little inserts. Now, one thing to consider, they may have used plastic for a reason, and that could be purely for isolation, right, to get rid of leakage voltages. Because if you've got metal to metal, you're going to potentially have leakage, whereas the plastic's going to have a much higher resistance to leakage through it. Now, not always the case, depends on the plastic. I'm not sure what the creepage is on PMMA. I'm not quite sure what it is. It's something I have to go and look up. It's not something I've bothered to look up, but that could be a consideration about why they've done plastic. It could have been because it's convenient. It could be just they can make them any length they want, and it's as easy for them. I don't know, but yeah, it's old plastic and it's going brittle, as they do. But what helps, I think, these ones is that they support at the other end. You see they've got supports coming right through to the other end of the chassis. That'd be taking a lot of stress off these. So a lot of times I've seen them broken is because it's hanging off this end, and you're turning it, and the whole switch mechanism is swinging, and these are having to push and pull against the switch as it's turning. And so when one goes and it's trying to twist, and it breaks the other one, and that's what tends to happen to them. Anyway, this thing's supposed to be rated to like 1100 volts maximum. So yeah. So you got the main dividers up here at this end, the bigger ones, the main coarse ones, and then which are out of shot. Can't see what I'm talking about up there, and then it comes down to the lower values. So yeah, these ones don't have that. These ones are different design. So I'm thinking maybe leakage was an issue on these lower ones, and that's why they've done it that way. I don't know. It could be completely convenience based. Who knows? Anyway, put the covers back on this one. And put this back to one side, then one day I'll sit down and read the manual and actually figure out how to use the thing. Obviously I do want to put feet on it. I'm actually wondering if this is... No, that has to be the bottom cover. That's what I was thinking for a second there. Maybe it's supposed to be the top cover. But no, it has to be the bottom one, because it's got the feet inserts in it. Anyway. So we've got two more bits of gear there to look at. One of those I know does need repairs. The other one I'm not sure about. This one, at least so far, looks good. Nothing obviously bad, at least. That's always a good thing when you've got a piece of gear which you spend $2,000 on. I mean, it used to be, when I first started doing this YouTube channel, I could spend $200 and buy a little piece of test gear, fix it up, do a little video fixing it, and that sort of stuff. It wouldn't cost you much at all. And I could do literally one of those a week without any issue, right? But now, of course, the prices are just going up and up and up. It's just getting ridiculous. And it's getting harder and harder to find suitable equipment. Now, I did find something recently. I found a couple of things recently. I found, obviously, this piece of Fluke gear. So, obviously, this wasn't a great example because it cost $2,000. But, a couple of other bits of gear. One of the other bits of gear, I can't say. One of the other bits of gear I've got over there is a Fluke 721A lead compensator. And I got that for a much better price. That was what did I pay for that? I think it was about $500 by the time I got it. All the plus taxes and import fees and whatever. Postage. I think it's about $500 by the time I got that one. That wasn't too bad. Maybe $600. So that was a bit more reasonable. But those got very limited use. So it's quite a specialised piece of gear. It's really meant for use with one of these things. And well, two of these things really, I think, is really meant for comparing a divider with another divider. I think that's what the intended use is. So that's a bit more reasonable. And I've also picked up another. Was it a Keithley? I think it was a Keithley piece of gear. I'm trying to remember what it was now. Yeah, it was a Keithley. Which way around did that go? Must have gone that way around. Yeah, so that's where that bend is, right on that rib there. Not enough for me to worry about it. I could strain it, but I'm not going to bother. Now that piece of gear I purchased before this one. It hasn't left the US yet. That was not... It's an unusual piece of gear. I'm seeing many of them. I think I've only seen a couple. And I picked it up because it was cheap. I've got no actual use for it, I don't think. But it was a good price. So I thought it could make an interesting video. So I think I paid about $300 for that one, including all the fees and everything. You know, costs so about $300 to get it in my hand. I think it's about that much. So that one wasn't too bad. But I haven't got it in my hand yet. It's still in the US. It hasn't actually left the US yet. It's been 3 weeks. It's still going through the postal system. It's just taking forever. Also purchased some original manuals. So I've got an original manual for this coming. Apparently, again, I actually purchased that before I bought this because I'll get a manual because I knew my intention was to buy one of these things. You know, I really had my sights set on getting one of these. You know, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but I wanted one. So I thought, well, I'm going to get a manual. Someone had a manual, I grabbed it, and that was about a week before I purchased this. The manual's still in the US, hasn't left the US yet. And yet I've got this in my hands. I've had this for a few days now. So, yeah, you kind of wonder why a piece of paper takes longer to get here than this does. Anyway, and what's something else? Oh yeah, got the other thing here, which is I'll show you in a minute as well. So the 71 lead compensator, which I mentioned, and I've also got the 750, which I think I might have put in a mailbag already. I think I would have shown it in a mailbag. I think I have. So this is a lead compensator, pretty small thing, and I think I did open this up already. I believe I did. I think, yeah, I think I showed this in mailbag, and that switch was 40. Let's see what times it is now. Catch up with chat a little bit. I'm not looking at it. Hey, Zotek's here. How's it going? For those you don't know, Zotek multimeters are one of the companies that send me equipment to review. Like the those soldering iron things I showed at the very beginning. Waved in front of the camera. Is it Julie? Julie? So I deal with. I guess that's how you pronounce it, Julie. I think I showed this in the last live stream, did I? Is that when I've done it? In the last live stream? Open it up and have a look. I must have think of something else. This one's looking perfect. This one looks absolutely perfect. There's no broken switch. I must think of something else which has a broken switch. That's beautiful inside there. Lots of position resistors and yeah. Don't touch it. Julie, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm doing alright, mate. Doing well. Been really busy doing review stuff recently, but I've been doing reviews for obviously both for you and for nursing recently as well. So that's been taking a bit of my time up, trying to get through that. But it's great. I've done many reviews for a while, and I've had like a big spate of them recently between you and most of you. I've been doing a lot for nursing. I've been doing loads of these recently for nursing. So. I did used to do a lot of, I can't even say it. I did used to do a lot of reviews for Banggood, That dropped off a lot. They did contact me the other day asking if I was interested in doing something. But what they suggested to me is worth like $10. It's like, well, it's not wasting my time for $10. But no, I think you need to do better than that. But yeah, probably should get onto that again. Actually, this all for Bangor. Try and find something on their site which is suitable. Okay, that's that bit. So this is basically used to, if you got two reference dividers, use it with that in some way. I really need to read the manuals properly. I've skimmed the manual like I do. I skim stuff. So you put a divider here, another divider here, and you've got a voltage input here, and you have to make sure it balances and stuff like that. So you can use that to verify another divider or something. I don't know. That turns the input on and off. Again, I've got to sit down and read the manual. It doesn't seem that complicated, but when you actually when you got to consider this in context with other bits of gear, which I also don't understand yet, it gets a little more complicated. Hey Peter, how's it going? Some buffering. Let me check mine. Oh yeah, I've dropped some frames. I've dropped some frames recently. Going to cook a full English breakfast. Oh, good one. Oh, I miss the English breakfast. I haven't had one of those in a long time. Drinking coffee from my mug. Excellent. And this is the next one. 750A reference divider. So this one is where it gets a bit more complicated. You have a null detector, which I do own. I've got a 845AB, did videos on that, refurbishing that, getting up and working. Standard cell, I don't have a standard cell, but what I do have is the Fluke something or other over here. Hold on, what the hell is it called? 731B, which can present itself as a standard cell because it has a standard cell voltage as the outputs, which are over here. So 1.017 through to 1.019, and you also got these adjustments here as well for fine tuning. So you can set those up to your standard cell voltage, and it is a reference, and you have to check for nulling on this and that sort of stuff. So it compares it. It's got a divider here. It's got a divider here. I don't know how to use it yet, but you've got some fine adjustments as well, and some protection circuitry built in. It runs with a battery. It's got a battery in the back of it, which when I got this thing, that was in the lock position, so that was actually turned on when I got it in the box. So the battery's probably a bit flat. So in the back here, there is something floating around inside it. Yeah, this is something I need to work on. I think I actually did pull this apart before. I think I did actually open it up in the mailbag. I think I did. So in here we've got some batteries, which are alkalines, 5.7 volt alkalines. Yeah. Now I believe it used to have mercury batteries in it originally. So it actually uses a split supply rail. Yeah, not recognise the command. Well, I'm actually checked the error log on the multimeter, and it says termination, no termination. That battery's flat. That battery's got 5.7 volts in it. Let's check this one again. I'm not getting good contact. Oh, there we go. 2.9 volts. So 2.9 volts, 5.7 volts. Yeah, those batteries need replacing. Anyone know where I can get 7.5 volt batteries like this? It's an E135/PC135A or TR135A. I've never seen them and never heard of them before, so it's kind of curious. Never. It's completely new on me. Why can't I go in? Used to go in. There we go. So yeah, this is something I need to look at and pull apart and have a good look at that one. I'm pretty sure I did open this one up. I'm not certain I did. Don't remember. One circuit. Ah, hello. And have dinner. Having a curry. Nice. Oh, you lived in Auckland a couple of years ago, did you really? Well, maybe we could meet up. It's possible. If I'm available, it depends on what. Because I work full time as well. I have a day job. This is my hobby. All this stuff is my hobby. So if it's not interfering with my day job, then we could certainly do something. Now I do live a distance out of Auckland, so for me it's a bit of a travel into Auckland. I live south of Auckland, so it's a bit of a distance for me to get there. DIY silver or zinc carbo battery, zinc carbon, I guess you mean. That is fairly stable. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Yeah, and I did try a few commands like obviously the IDN, which I think did actually work with it. The colon read question mark didn't work. Read question mark didn't work. Read question mark semicolon didn't work. Asterisk read question mark semicolon didn't work. Also did the carriage return symbols as well. You know, \r, \n, all those combinations. None of those worked. It's just weird because it did seem like it was connecting to it, and it is having some activity, but it's almost like the software I was using to talk to the multimeter wasn't sending the right format for the multimeter to understand. But because I couldn't actually see exactly what it's doing, it's a bit tricky. Now, one thing I should have probably tried, which I haven't tried, which I could do, is I've got the test controller software on my, or Java, on my Mac. I can send raw commands with that and configure things with that. I may be able to make a profile for the test controller to actually interface with it. Then I can actually control the line endings and how it actually terminates the lines then. And then I know exactly what it's sending. Yeah, I mean, the laptop is fake. I mean, that laptop is driving me nuts today. Not just because of the GPIB being a pain to get working, but also because of even the mouse wouldn't work. So when I first turned the laptop on, the mouse was working. It's working fine. And then it says, uninstalled your driver. And I updated the driver for you. And then the mouse stopped working. So it's like, okay. So I went into Zadig and tried changing drivers. Still wouldn't work. So the driver it was using when it first booted up, the mouse worked. After then, the mouse didn't work, and no matter what I did, the mouse wouldn't work again. So I don't use a trackpad on the laptop the whole time. It's like, what the hell is wrong with this computer? Default everything should work. Well, yeah. It's just, I don't know. So I need to figure that out and figure out what I'm going to do with it. But yeah, I mean, I do want to get the GPIB thing working. I do want to actually send those commands to the meter and drag out those calibration files at the very least, so I've got a backup of them. Yeah, anyway, so this needs to be worked on. I'm pretty sure I did open this up in a mailbag. But there's something rattling around inside of there, and I think this was what was rattling around that switch. This is one of the ones that's got the broken standoffs on it. This one here. So this is one I was thinking. I was remembering was this one here. So I've been in there. That's what's rattling around inside the case. It's pieces of that switch. So yeah, that's a repair project, which is going to be a bit involved. Probably a bit too involved for doing a live stream on, because it's going to involve stripping it down, 3D printing some new standoffs most likely, and trying to fit it all together. I think, yeah, I definitely need to design something, because when I've done these before, I've had the pieces there, and basically what I've done is I've glued all the bits together, then reinforced it with epoxy or whatever I had around at the time. I think I used Araldite to reinforce around the outside, so it held it all together. And those lasted. That was on the Fluke 343A. Did a lot of that on that one. But then I also had later on, I had some issues with the shafts, actual switch shafts. Got some Perspex acrylic. I should really call them acrylic, not Perspex. Perspex is a brand name. Acrylic shafts which go through from the switch control through to the actual switch assemblies, the wafers, and those break as well. And I actually end up 3D printing some new ones for that. I did that in the video and showed that before. Yeah, I checked out the Visa 32 thing. That looked fine. There was no alternatively named one there, and the one I've got there was dated from 2018. Yeah, so I need to try and find that Keysight one. I mean, I did try and find the Keysight one, but the one I couldn't find the exact one. The Keysight Keysight IO libraries. I couldn't actually find anything with that particular name. I don't know. Maybe I was looking right. I think by then I'd had enough anyway, so I was kind of sick of it. So let's look at something. Got that from work. Apparently it's blown up. So we'll do some video on this as well. I don't know if I can fix it. I don't even know what's wrong with it. I just know I can smell it. Right. So I'm going to look at this thing today. This is a 24 volt power supply rated up to 330 volts. This was in use in a piece of equipment. Apparently it just died one day, and no reason why. They replaced it and the equipment carried on working. So they gave it to me, said, hey, do you want this? And I went, yeah, sure. It's always interesting looking at bits of gear. Maybe I can fix it, maybe I can't. Maybe it's just an interesting exploration to a piece of equipment. So we'll put it apart and have a look. Now, I can smell it's burnt. When I gave it to me, I said I can smell it, so it's definitely blown up. It's not just dead. It's not just, you know, a fuse popped or something, which I had before for another piece of equipment. They say me. I'll say it again. I had that before for another piece of gear they gave me, another power supply. It's just a pop fuse. I put a fuse in and it worked after that, and it couldn't fault it. It must have been like some kind of surge or something, and that was alright after that. So that was a nice score. But this one is definitely burnt, so this one should be a bit more interested in that. Now let's have a look and see how we get into it. Looks like it's got some, yeah, all the screws on the sides. It looks like it'll come out. Yep. Yep, all the screws on the sides will come out. Then I think that cover will slide off. So these are some security. These are Torx. So let's have a look. Get it my handy dandy iFixit screwdriver set. I should actually get a hold of iFixit and see if they want to send me one of those things they sent Dave. That little portable soldering iron. That looked pretty cool. Mostly it's a mains gear, so be careful if you work on mains gear. You can easily zap yourself. You know, even like the energy stored inside the capacitors could still be there. You can still get a nasty whack. So if you ever get any gear like this, be careful what you're doing. Is that across it? No, it's not. It's a star as well. Excellent. And it's also got twisted tabs on the back. Which are aluminium, so they're probably going to break off eventually. Well, something's coming off. Right. There's a bit of a witness mark. Excellent. Let's go switch there. What's that for? So it is set to 240 volt. Yes. So there's a voltage selection switch that's there. So just a quick visual inspection. There's a switch here for voltage selection that is set to the correct voltage. So in our country it's 230 volts, 240 volts, and it's set to 230, so that's fine. So we also have this catastrophic explosion over here, which is a capacitor, which is also extruded off the board. And right next to it is what's left of a MOV, or PTC, probably a MOV. Can't quite see what it is, but yeah, something like that. Just down there. So you can see that that has exploded and disappeared, and that capacitor should not look like that. So that's had quite a surge go through there. Now you may find that we can fix this capacitor, replace that with something, I don't know what, and maybe replace a fuse and it might start back up again if there's no other bad damage. Obviously we've got a hole through the ball, but that's not a big deal. You know, we can fix that. No, seriously, we can. It doesn't matter, does it? Very interesting. Now the funny thing is, those of you that are Patreons, I think Christian, you're Patreon, Christian. I showed some photos yesterday of a PLC which I repaired, and that was worse than this. Had like 4 relay outputs on it. They're just relay contacts that pass through, so you can switch wherever you want on the outputs. And that would have had a really bad day. I think it may have even caught fire. I'm not quite sure, but I managed to fix it. That's working. I put it back in last night, and it's still working, so that's good. But yeah, this is a bit different. I'm sure I like these solder joints on here. So these joints look pretty bad. See this? Out and there, out and there. Those ones. I'm saying double-sided board. It's like, why don't we use some proper studs or something instead, or some pins? mean, it's probably fine. I just don't like the look of it. I just think it looks a bit weird with nothing on the sides, you know. Anyway, that's the problem. Can we fix it? Maybe. Let's get some gear on it. We'll take this capacitor out. What's left of it. Then we'll see what's underneath that cap, or what's left of the circuit board underneath that cap. That will determine whether or not we can even do anything with it. Because we've got mobs over here, so that's a PTC, yeah, because those are mobs there. So that's a PTC, which is blown apart and is, well, it's gone. It ain't here. I guess it fell out in pieces. Well, it's wedged under something maybe. Nothing's falling out, so I guess not. I guess it vaporised. It's the bit I don't like. Look, this. Let's get this off here. There we go. Problem solved. Right, let's desolder what's left of this capacitor. Let's see what we can salvage. I was going to desolder this cap and see what we can salvage from it. I haven't checked the voltages. This thing's been sitting around for weeks and weeks. I highly doubt there's any voltage left in sitting anything. Especially as it blew up. Well, that power went somewhere. So, more power. Wait, more power. And I should have my extractor going. This is going to get noisy. Come on, drop out. It's not dropping out either. Right. Net tip is too small for this capacitor. Oh, I've done the job. It's out. Pushed it out in the end. Yeah, see, that ain't meant to look like that. That's not looking good. I mean, should we bother? I mean, it's just a power supply. I mean, yes, we can fix it, but that PTC is obviously blown apart because that's in series with that capacitor, which has exploded. That's a hell of a lot of dissipation. Now that's all on the primary side, right? Because these are secondary capacitors, that's primary capacitors. So that means the rest of the power supply is probably fine, because it's still just after the bridge rectifier. So maybe the bridge rectifier is blown. It's possible. Let's take this other cap out as well. Yeah, polarities. So I make sense of polarities. I probably shouldn't make a note of that, shouldn't I? Aishi branded. 250 volt, 1000 microfarad. No temperature ratings. Anyway, so negative is the square pad there. Let's take this one out too. Just to get out of the way at least. Fresh solder helps to get them out, because these are made with lead-free solder these days, and it doesn't melt at such a low temperature. So putting some leaded solder on reduces the light melting temperature, makes them easy to get out. Makes a big difference. So we'll try wiggling this one out and then clearing the holes. Might be the easiest way of doing it. Sometimes it is. That doesn't want to move. Let's try the other way. There we go. There we go. Sometimes that's his way of doing it. And clear this out too. Now we can see better. I don't know. Should we fix it? Should we? Or should we just not bother? How bad was that noise for the fan running? Does that really mess up the audio when you guys are trying to watch it or not? Use the Zoe soldering iron, please. Yeah, well, I could have done it actually. You probably could have done it. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of carbon there. Yeah. And I just messed up my HDMI feed. I can't see the camera anymore, neither can you. Give me a second, someone get it back. It's bloody wire. This is why I need to get and use the camera, which I haven't got the money for right now. Just lost it. Hold on. Is it coming back on? No? This is going to be annoying. Now let's go to that view for the time being until I get this camera back. Bloody thing. That's why I want to get a new camera. I mean, these are obviously the main DC smoothing, right? So the AC comes in through the bridge rectifier, comes through, gets smoothed by these two capacitors. So that's got high voltage across there. And those caps are in series. They are. So the one that blew out is the series connection. Yeah. Hey, the camera's back. Right. Great. So there's one side for the bridge coming in. I'll show you. I'll talk about this. I should record some video on this and talk about it, explain it. So over here is the main bridge rectifier coming in. Okay, so you've got the AC going into there, the DC coming out, probably from the two sides. So we've got one comes to this side of the cap, and that cap there comes along this way, which is through this switch, which is changing it a selection. Alright, so this is obviously doing the voltage side of it, the input voltage side. And the other side, I can't see where that goes. Looks like maybe it's open or short, so maybe it's connecting to that track there or leaving it open. Maybe changing that way, I'm not sure. But so the other side of the cap is that side. So that's the main supply coming in here, I believe. Not quite sure how it's configured. Anyway, we've got that cap there, and these two go together, so they're effectively in series together. So, yeah, maybe series. I'm not sure how the topology goes actually, because we've got negative side there, negative side there. Maybe it's parallel. They could be parallel, actually. Or it could be a center reference, like a split supply. Could be doing it that way. Could be doing a split supply until it gets up to here, to this stuff. Anyway, so all we could really do to fix this is cut this track off here and try and get rid of all this carbon here. See how bad that going to this point. There are a couple of small tracks around here, but not too bad, not too close. Might be far enough away. And you basically cut that piece out. Where the carbon is, you cut that bit out. And because the carbon becomes conductive, so you can't leave any carbon behind. Because it'll just keep on tracking and get worse and worse, and you wouldn't have gained anything, it'll just burn itself out. So I think it is fixable if we can do this. So we could cut that track off and just run a jumper wire between those, right, to replace that track. That's certainly doable. And then the junction between that pad from that capacitor comes up. From that cap goes to that on there, right? So that's going positive, that cap to negative, that cap. So yeah, it must have split rail supply. Has to be. So that's negative, that's the centre point, like a ground reference, and that'd be the positive side. There. Because that's going to there. So that's the positive, most positive there. It has to be, it has that, how it's done. Right. So we could easily fix this if the carbon hasn't gone too far into those smaller traces. Yeah. Yeah, well, certainly interesting. I wonder if there's any power left in this cap. Should we find out? I doubt it somehow. Here's nothing. It's fine. Let's give this a brush and see what happens, shall we? I picked this up off AliExpress. It's actually been quite good. I used it yesterday when I was doing other repair. Apart from the fact I just stripped the threads on it in. As I was saying, it's fairly good. This is like a horsehair. It's a nice stiff bristle. And this is actually a wire brush. So this is really good for this. So it gets all the crap off. You can see exactly what's left. So when I did the repair yesterday on the other equipment, I was in there with a pair of side cutters, and I basically, because it was on the edge of a ball, I just cut like a big U out of the ball. You'll see that in future. I've done a video on it, recorded video footage, and I will publish that at some point in the future. I'm not sure how far away that will be. It could be well, several weeks away potentially. So I've got enough video footage recorded for about 8 weeks. Something like that. I've already got about 8 weeks worth of footage. So I've recorded nothing else for another 2 months and still be okay. Anyway. You see the hole's getting bigger. Now you can probably estimate that this PTC here, which blew up, is going to be exactly the same as that one there. It's very likely to be exactly the same. So I can probably get the numbers of that one and figure out what this one's supposed to be. Thing is, it didn't exactly do its job, did it? I think the PTC was supposed to stop this sort of thing from happening. It seemed to have failed. Well, I think we... I mean, that little track that comes up here is only for the PTC. And it runs up here. to that little wire there, which then comes through to another device which I don't know what that is. There might be a fuse or a filter. Could be a little inductor or some kind, I'm not sure what it is. Maybe one of you guys know. See that device just there? That thing? What is it? Any ideas? There's another one over there. I don't think it's a fuse because the track's going to it tiny, so I don't think it's a fuse. I think it's probably some kind of inductor, or could it be a spark gap? I don't think it's a nice place for a spark gap though. It's got 100 on there. Just like. And could it be a resistor? I don't think so. Don't know. Maybe you guys will know. Maybe one of you guys will know. So that trace isn't looking too bad. So as long as I isolate it, it should be right. If I cut that hole out bigger, I think you might get away with that one. But even then, I could do all this and it still won't work. And again, that trace there will have to be cut off and bridge it over. But that's alright. I think it's potentially okay. I mean, obviously you got that trace coming across here. And the other side is just going to the PTC there with the other positive side here. So that's across the capacitor effectively there. I don't know. I'm still in 2 minds but we actually didn't bother fixing this. I mean, you are dealing with something which is running at 300 volts. Filters, you reckon? A1 Labs, how's it going? Yeah, it's a 24 watt power supply. 360 or 330 watt power supply, some of that. And it's blown a hole through the input section. For whatever reason, it's blown a hole through it. So the fact that it's on the input side means there's a good chance that the rest of the power supply is fine. It's had some kind of catastrophic failure just there. You know, maybe it had water get into it or something else happened. There's no other signs of damage anywhere else. Not I've noticed anyway. But yeah, it's got a big, hole through it. So I'm trying to make the hole bigger right now. It does make sense, honest. I might get something else to chisel that away a little bit more. And I'm not even convinced it's worth fixing. I mean, it's just a 24 watt power supply. It's not like it's a particularly critical piece of equipment. It's not like it's special in any particular way. It's just a power supply. It isn't that critical. It works well for getting holes bigger. There's still some carbon there though. Still not big enough. Need something else. Where will I put it? There it is. Rima. Not Rimmer. Rima. Rimmer's a guy from Red Dwarf. You should know this if you call yourself a nerd. Still carbon. That's getting better now. There we go, starting to get clean. Still carbon there. It's definitely tracked a long way. Starting to get clean there. Starting to get clean there. Yeah, I think we're just about there. Yep, that's good there, I think, now. Just about. Yep. Right. So that track is gone, which we knew about. Pull that back. That track is still intact, just. The other side is not that bad. I reckon that's salvageable. Just salvageable. Yeah, there was a PTC there. It's exploded. So yeah, it's there used to be one. It didn't quite do its job. So if those you didn't see it, this is the pack that was in there. Yeah, that was yeah, that didn't have a good day either. I doubt that cap still works. It looks like it got a bit hot. If you look at that, it looks like it got very hot around there. But the other cap nearby looks like it's still intact and okay. So, 1000 microfarad, 250 volt. Do I have one? Well, in fact, do I have two? Maybe. Well, hey Johnny. Yeah, it looks like it's not too light. It looks like it's only too light. I can probably look through it actually, make sure. Just in case there's anything hidden in there. But it's around the main input section, so I don't think it will be. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think that's okay. That is serviceable. You know, we could just like bend this over like a little bridge like this. Yeah, that's what we could do. We'll just bend those over like that and just like join them back together, a bit of solder, a bit of a solder blob across there, that'd be alright. Obviously I'm taking a piss. Yeah, but the 250 volt caps, and that's what I'm not sure I've got. That's 10,000, not 1,000. Looking at my drawer. Yeah, I don't think these are the right size somehow. 63 volt, I think that's a little bit small. Yeah. The other thing is, do I really want to put what's going to probably be $30 worth of capacitors in it? Although, if this one's still okay, maybe I can get away with just doing one. It's probably best to keep them the same though. I don't even know if I've got caps that will go in there. I may have them. I did buy some high voltage caps. I probably do have some actually. I probably do have some. I think this is repairable, but again, I'm still coming back to should I? Just because I can doesn't necessarily mean I should. I'm more confident about it now than I was 10 minutes ago. Right? Yeah. We can run a jumper from there to that cap. So we can run a jumper from that terminal there to the leg of the capacitor. That end's anchored, that's fine. So it'd be floating a bit, but I can probably like glue it in place or something. Hot glue it between the two or something, I don't know. Secure it in place so it doesn't move around. That's not an issue. So if I jump a wire across there, jump a wire from there to that lag there, reinstate a PTC in some fashion, that is still doable. Then that track there is still intact to that side, so that is still possible. Yeah, all the tracks are still intact there, so that is actually the PTC I could just replace. So it's only really 2 wires I've got to put in to actually reinstate that. Let's find a cap. This thing here, just a reamer. R-E-A-M-E. R. Reamer. I think it's E-A. I think it's Ream. R-E-A. Not R-E-E. Yeah, I think it's R-E-A-M-E-R. Reamer. How you repair, recycle, restore, recycle. Get it right around. Dodgy solder job? Possibly. Arcing connection on one of the capacitors could certainly have caused that because it was right by a cap. It's possible. I talk so fast. Yes, I do. That's a really common complaint I get. I'm a very fast talker. And I'm 50 years old now. I don't see me getting any slower anytime soon. Maybe when I'm in my 80s, maybe I'll slow down then. But at the moment, I've been trying for 40 years to talk slower. Haven't got there yet. Maybe something in a selection that Ian sent me. No, he sent me different ones. I've still got some sitting on my desk actually. You know, I've still got these ones sitting here. Haven't found someone to put those yet. I've still got them sitting here. Oh, camera's gone to sleep. Wake it up. Ceramic PCBs, bonding wires. No, I haven't. Thankfully. This sort of V drinks. I haven't had any V today, actually. Right, let's find some caps. No, that's not it. Bit small. Too small. Too big. No. This could take me a while. Especially as this container is so full. And I always hate taking stuff out of it because it's always a pain. 220 microfarad, do you think I'll do it? No, probably not. No. If only someone had a website with a log of all these things and actually knew exactly what was inside this box. That'd be such a great idea to do. Oh wait, I did. But this box isn't categorised in that website. This is like everything gets dumped. Well, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it half the time. These are pulled caps from the Datron 4700. I kept them in case I needed them because they were bloody expensive. I wouldn't use those, I think, for this. When I finish jumping out of me in a hurry, I might have to actually start pulling stuff out of the box. Yeah, but I might have something more suitable. I'm going to keep looking for a bit longer. Because I know I have purchased high voltage caps in the past and not used them, so I know I've definitely got some. It's just a matter of if I can dig deep enough into this box or not. It's usually when I go, oh, that's what happened to those. And I find these things, I was wondering what happened to them. It happens more often than you think. This is a 450 volt 270. Defpom Chemicon, but that's an expensive cap. I'm starting to suspect I don't have the right part. I've only got low capacitance ones. I don't really have anything with enough capacitance. Let's try another one. This is looking like an expensive repair. $50 volt, no, that's not it. Who would have thought that I still don't have enough capacitors? How does this happen? How can I still not have enough capacitors? This can't be right, can it? How can I not have them? The amount of capacitors I buy, and I still don't have them. Well, yeah, it's just like, this isn't looking promising. This looks like this is what I've got. For the sake of trying it, using our digicons might be what I have to do. Oh, that's convenient. It fell into my hand. PTCs. Well, I think I'm going to have to use these. I mean, these are what, 270s? Yeah, no, they'll prove it works at least, but we can test it and see if it goes. If it works, then I'll get the right parts in, I suppose. We could do that. What's this PTC down here? Try and see what that is. I'll record the video. So I've been digging around trying to find some caps I can put in here. I don't have the right ones. These are way too small in capacity. 450 volts, so the voltage is twice as much as well. But this is the most suitable thing I've got to hand. You would never believe that I do not have enough capacitors. I mean, I don't understand how this could possibly happen. How can I not have enough capacitors? It's just not right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I'm going to have to try these ones as substitutes just to prove the power supply works or not. Yeah. I think before I put those in, I should check the bridge rectifier and see if it's still functional or not. It's probably a wise thing to do. Yeah, try and get you to see it maybe. Well, that's looking promising so far. Now, pinouts. What's the pinouts on this thing? There to there. There to there. There to there. There to there. Shouldn't I get something different to that? Why am I getting 3 connections? I'm not getting any shorts, so that's the main thing there. So that must be a common point there, yeah. There. I'm getting 3 connections. There must be something, some other circuitry which is affecting that somewhere. But there's no shorts, so that's the main thing. That's close enough. BBC is saying that's a capacitor shortage. Now to go and buy a whole bunch of 250 volt capacitors. I really thought I'd have some. That's just odd. I really thought I'd have some. Alright, so let's get this PTC out of here. Take the soldering on it. And find out what the other one is. That's what I was doing. I was going to look at the other one. I was going to show it on camera. Right. You didn't fall over, didn't you? So that's marked as 10N271K. Okay, what does that mean? Any ideas? Budget like JBC. I'm trying to remember what his bloody markings mean. I don't remember what they mean. Here's another I've got here. What's this one? Mexico. That's not helping. See, that says nice clear 500. That's a 500 milliamp, 250 volt. So that's not. I don't know. What do you reckon? What do you reckon that means? Go on, someone must tell me what that is. Tell in. Okay. You give me the information I need. Just varista. 270 volt. So, what am I going to put in there? I mean, obviously the voltage rating is important, but what's the 10N? One diode stopped existing? Well, maybe. I don't know. I could take it out and find out. But, trying to figure out which side's the AC and DC side. I could look at the markings on it, couldn't I? There we go. Negative, yeah, AC side there. So that wasn't quite behaving the way I'd expected it to. Into manufacturer series. Yeah, positive PTC. So the question is, what rating is that one? Is that 7.5 amp? I haven't had too much to do with PTCs, as you can tell. I own some, but yeah, when I should I just chuck anything in there, see what happens. What could go wrong? What's the other markings on there? I didn't see all the markings. Let's see the other ones at the bottom. And close it. $149? Was that just 49? No, it's 149. Don't know. quite sure what to put in this place. Loose leaf cap with high voltage on it. I'm putting high voltage caps in. So, you know, these are 450 volt caps, temporarily. But they're connecting in series in some form. I'm just trying to see exactly how that's doing it. Is it in parallel or series? It's connected from that one there to what was the positive of that one. Trying to see how that was. So that's actually across that capacitor which blew up. Yeah. So that's actually in parallel with that cap which blew up. That's a bit more interesting, isn't it? Could it be used for oh, the bloody terms got in my head. Power factor correction. There you go, here's the legs. Just leave the bloody thing out, not worry about it. Yeah, okay, so you reckon it's a MOF, do you, Restore? I mean, it's across that capacitor, so maybe it is to clamp it. Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, the numbers do match more of a MOF, don't they? That'd make more sense. I'll leave it out. Fuck it. Let's whack some caps in. Now, are these even the right spacings? Oh, they are the right spacings. You wouldn't read about it. So this track here, I do not need. I'm going to cut that back. So I'm going to cut this track here back so it's out of the way. Cut that off. And I'll link it on the back of the board. Doesn't want to cut. This scalpel's a bit rubbish. There you go. So that's your track there gone. Because also you've got this track on this side which is a little bit close, so these are going to peel back as well, and then just put the wire link across. Okay, so wire link between those, fit that capacitor in, link between that one, get it right, yes, that one and that positive of that one. And then we can try powering it up and see if it goes bang or not. The white thing, it's just a standoff. Keep it from the metal casing. Alright, whack this in. Got some perfectly good money off the bed. We should put the other one in first, actually. Would have been easier. Anyway. Yeah. solder that in place. And I should turn this back on again because it's fumy. Rest it on that something so it doesn't fall out while I solder it properly. Can I sit it on there? It might work. No, it didn't work. Right, that's our temporary capacitors in place. Now I'll link them all together. Do these jumpers on this side. Hey Paul. The hole is one I put in the board to fix it. Because what was there wasn't great. So I need to put some jumpers now in these. Actually, I'll just get some wire. I don't know if I've got anything in. What's this? Zoom out a bit. What should we use? It's a nice brown. Do you reckon the cross section area is going to be high enough? Hopefully. Let's give this a scrape. I mean, you guys are all just waiting around to see if it goes bang when I turn it on, eh? That's why you're here. Waiting for the fireworks when I finished. You know, when these nice expensive capacitors explode in my face. That's what you're waiting for. Admit it. I mean, if I was sitting on, you know, where you're sitting, watching somebody else do this, I think that's what I'd be waiting for. So I don't blame you. Wire strippers out. This wire doesn't tend to take the solder very well, if I remember rightly. See it goes. I think I made the wire too long. Don't know that happened. Just again. No, I need to use flux on this. No, good enough. And I'm out of focus, so it looks really good to you. Here you go. Right, soft focus. Right. Now we'll do one jump between there and there, and then we can hook it up and wait with bated breath whilst magic smoke is released in some kind of interesting fashion. Now, as that wire is a bit of a pain to solder, I want to put something else in here which is better. Not really. This one it is. Now, do you reckon a layer of insulation like that is going to be safe enough? Maybe. Run it round like that. It's probably a better way. Run it round like that. You go with that one. That's why this little box of wires, because it comes in handy. Hope the extractor fan isn't making so much noise for you guys listening to chat. What's in the leather bag? That's a real mega insulation wind tester, a wind-up type from I don't know, maybe the 60s. I'm not quite sure. It's pretty old. I'm going to do a video on it at some point. I've had it sitting on my desk for about a year, waiting for me to get around to it, so haven't got there yet. And I'm tinning this, thinking actually I need to wrap it around that leg of that capacitor first. We'll come back to that. This wire is quite resistant to solder taking. It's quite annoying. I might actually use this other solder because this has got better flux in it, or more of it. I'm not quite sure which. Still looks like crap. Let's go now. Right. It's not the prettiest thing. This is why I forgot, and I should have reacted it before I tinned it. use this one on. Just help it. So, what do you reckon the chance of it blowing up? We're going to take bets on it, are we? We're going to take bets on how likely it is to blow up in my face. Should I power it up slowly, or should I just go full tilt, just full current, full voltage, and see if it goes bang? Still not sure about this diode though. Those diode readings weren't what I expected. Oh, Kiwi, thanks for dropping by. Catch you later next time. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow morning. See when I live stream again in another 10 hours. Because I'm crazy like that, apparently. I'm not sure trusting this diode. Should I take it out and check it out of circuit? I think that would probably be a wise thing to do. Now I'll turn the extractor fan off. I might desolder it and just check it out of circuit just to be sure it's okay, because I'm not sure about those readings. This seemed weird. It could be circuitry around them which is causing it. I mean, there's no obvious shorts. Normally when a rectifier goes, it's short. So, you know, you'd see it, definitely bad, you know. So, I'm not overly concerned by it, but I think it's probably a wise thing to do is just to take it out and check it. I'm sort of 90% sure it's okay. It's just that 5% which is making me think maybe I should take the thing out and have another look. So I'm just taking this rectifier out because I'm not sure that it's actually okay. I'm about 90% sure it's alright, but I'm not 100% sure it's alright. So I'm going to pull the thing out and have a look. And unfortunately the tip of my iron right now is a bit on the small side for this. I better change that. I can't get onto it. Get out of the way. So I burn my fingers. Ouch. Just like that. Because I'm getting a weird reading in circuit, so I want to take it out of circuit just to be sure that it isn't actually bad. Which tip should I put on? I might go. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. I had to put that small tip on when I was doing the Datron multimeter because the pins were so close together I couldn't get the tip in between the pins. Give you a chance to walk again now. Yeah. Let's tidy up while I'm waiting for that to warm up. Get some things away which don't need to be out there. I know you guys are all just waiting around for it to go bang. I know it. For fireworks and big flashes and me screaming in pain. Sadists, that's what you are. Oh, you put the filter pad in the wrong place. Ah, oh, bugger. You can get those filters on AliExpress. They're easy to get. Just do a search for the SS331. There's loads of them, loads in there. Easy to get parts for it. I actually got some of my purchase list right now in my cart sitting there. I'm going to be buying some. I'm going to buy a spare heater element, a whole bunch more filters, whole set, and a new tube, because the tube on mine is, well, you can see the tube on mine. Can't really see through it, so I'm going to replace that as well. I tried cleaning it, but it wasn't that effective. I mean, maybe I could clean it properly if I put a bit more effort into it, but I haven't. Actually, it should be warmed up by now. I should better do this now. First one went. Yeah, maybe do. Okay. Let's take it off. Seems to be using the same screws, everything. How convenient. Look at that, beautiful. Let's test it. I could be the new electro boom. Wait around long enough, you'll find out. Right, let's test this bridge. Now I've taken it out. Now it's out of circuit, it shouldn't have anything affecting it. Oh, that's me touching probes together, it's fine. Had to go. Now, so AC side to that side, that's good. AC side to the other side is good. Reversed. Nothing, nothing. And reverse this way, nothing, nothing. There's nothing wrong with that bridge, that's fine. Must be circuitry affecting it. But now we know for sure, instead of taking a risk. And I'm supposed to push this button when I go to record. I'll show it again. You know, recording, you know, the little red thing comes up in the corner there. Right. Oh, jeez. So, pull the bridge out to check the bridge out, right? So, we can check the bridge to make sure it's not faulty, because in circuit we're getting some weird readings. It wasn't entirely clear whether the bridge was okay or not. So, if you look at the bridge, you got positive, AC, AC, negative. Can't really see it on camera here, but trust me, it's there. Right, see those? So, based on that, you know what you got to do. So, from the positive to the AC side, you'll get nothing. Positive to the other AC, you get nothing. Then the negative to the AC, you get nothing. Negative to the other AC, you'll get nothing. If you reverse the leads around, then you should get diode drops. So negative, the positive lead, or the red lead, negative, AC side, and then the positive of the black lead, AC side, AC side. Nothing wrong with that bridge, that's fine. GPIB help email sent. Thanks, Ian. Surprised there's no heatsink compound on this. I guess it didn't need it. I'm going to put some on anyway. Put a little blob on here. I mean, it's going to help, isn't it? This one's looking like it's a bit yuck, but it's fine. A little bit is going to be better than nothing, isn't it? Eh? Yeah, we'll try and find the hole. That's what she said. There we go. Solder that back on. Turn the solder sucker off now. Let's get the fan going again. Let's record this. So I remounted the bridge. I put some thermal compound behind it because it didn't have any originally. There's no harm in doing that. Can only help it. we solder these, and then we can hook up AC and see if it goes bang. It could go bang, could go with a whimper, could go with a big puff of smoke, or it could just be completely dead, nothing happened. Now something I haven't looked for yet is any AC fuses. Also some transistors over here, they're probably fine, but you never quite know. It's on this stuff which blew up was on the main AC input, so after that should be fine. But I haven't looked for any other circuitry which could be blown. Not yet anyway. Probably should have a quick look around in case we find something. Clean the flux off, don't need arcing, do we? Right. Now, so the AC inputs come through here, right? Yep, that's the AC inputs down there. So there's a fuse there. I need to check if that fuse is okay. Local bloody place for it. You can't get to the solder pads. Hey Frank, how's it going? Right. So the AC input comes onto this board over here. So there's a fuse down there. We need to check see if that fuse is okay. It is. The fuse is not blown. So that means the AC input should be passing through, which I think is coming through these, through the common mode filter down to this section. So that was on the AC feed which blew out. That one there which was damaged. That wasn't blown out, it's the AC feed into the bridge rectifier. And obviously this is the link we put in to keep the capacitors linked together like they're supposed to be. I don't think I've missed anything. I hope I haven't missed anything. I'm wondering if I have missed anything. I'm actually thinking maybe I should link that PTC MOV thing, whatever it was. One side of that goes to that leg which blew out. So that one there, maybe I should link it across here as well. It does have a resistor on there. Maybe it's got a sensing. It might have sensing on this. Maybe we'll put a link in there as well, just to be sure. But we're close. We're very close. Yeah, I'm check those diodes. I should check those diodes. I did. It did cross my mind. Well, are they diodes or are you switching transistors? They're transistors. I think. Yeah, they're going to the transformer. So they're switching transistors. Let's quickly check those, just to be sure. Getting the same both ways, but that's probably because these are linked together through the transformer. Yeah, there's no shorts anyway. Okay, I'm thinking I need to put one more link in there. Get a closer look, see if I need to or not. just trying to figure out whether I actually need to replace that link to where that MOV was. I think it's got some kind of sensing going on, so I think I should actually link that. Now I'm just doubting myself. Or was that still intact? I think they might have still been intact actually. I think that was a track that was just right beside, which I didn't actually break. I think they might have still been there. I think that went to here. It does. It's fine. Don't have to do anything. That happens on a second guess. Okay. Now we're ready to try it. Unless I've got anything obvious, which you guys are screaming in the chat saying, no, no, not yet. It's going to blow up. Or is it, yes, yes, do it now. It's going to blow up. I'm not going to put it back in the full case. Because even, you know, getting the flash and sparks and stuff, you're going to be able to see everything in all its glory, don't we? Don't forget to push record, yes, and definitely, Johnny, definitely. You're going to get an explosion, we definitely want to catch it on camera. Especially when, you know, more horrified screams as, you know, it burns my eyes out or something. Okay, now, I'm going to put it this way up because, oh, mind you, it's got standoffs, can I? Is that going to touch the bench or not? And this bench is obviously a anti-static mat, right? And you put high voltage stuff down like this, can be problematic. I think I'm okay though. We could just put this underneath it like that, eh? Just rest it under like that, be okay. I shall stick this like that to pop that end up. Plug that in there. Running full screen on a 24-inch TV. We get you ready. Let's move that away. Turn this off. Get rid of all the noise. I'll get you ready to stand back. I'll stand back as much as I can. Alright. Of course, if nothing happens, it's going to be a case of what happens. Okay. Your Senko PR570. Nice. I wouldn't mind one of those, or something like that. Obviously 240 volt is what I'd need, not 120 or whatever it may be you have. That's the biggest problem. I've looked at AC adjusters before, and yeah, they're not been suitable because they've been wrong voltages, you know. I would like to get, I mean, they must exist. I'm pretty sure that the UK have them and stuff like that. They must be out there somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to move this over this side, so if something happens it doesn't get dragged off the bench towards me. I'll be ready. I'm going to zoom out slightly. I'll be ready. I'm not sure I'm ready. I'm going to cover my eyes up. If it goes bang, let me know. Oh. Okay, power out. 5, 4, 2, -7, 0. No, pop the fuse on my power supply. Instantly died, just like that. Well, that's disappointing. I heard a big overload on the variable transporter, and sure enough, the fuse popped. So that was a big load. Damn, that's disappointing. What fuse is that? That's a 7.5 amp fuse. That's how much current that pulled. Damn. So there's any voltage on his caps. Nothing. And thinking, no. Yeah. Nothing at all on his caps, are still dead. So there's obviously a main short somewhere, which is interesting because the fuse didn't blow. Well, at least not the first time. That fuse still hasn't blown. What? That's a 3 amp fuse. Now, I'm double checking the wiring, right? Neutral, live, earth. Yes. Definitely didn't get it wrong. That's definitely correct. So why did a 3 amp fuse here not blow when the one in the auto transformer did blow, which is 7.5 amps? Well, yeah, but still, that's significant. I actually heard the thing buzz before it cut out, so it's like a very big overload. It wasn't just a little bit. We're measuring 470k across the input. That's not a big load. Yeah, getting 450 odd, 460k at the back there, across the bridge. Megohms. Okay. There's no obvious shorts. Let's check these. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. They're all fine. And we had the other PTC thing down there. Let's check that. Wherever the hell that was. Other more. Wherever the hell it is. That's fine. That's K's. That's cost cap anyway. Right. Is there something black and crispy near the wires? Not that I'm seeing. Shall I just try winding it up slowly? Let's get another fuse. On the other side near the brown wires, yeah, it's just that staining. It's just slightly stained here. I mean, I don't think it's gone right through. I think it's just, I don't think it's much. And could it have killed the transformer? Could the transformer have died, and could that be why it's bad? What the hell's the wiring for this transformer? That's the question. 0.2 ohms. Not sure what these are wired as. We're getting 0.2 there, but it's DC resistance, so ain't really going to that much in a transformer. And just trying to see the other side's got auxiliary winding over here, I think. 0.3 ohms. I mean, yeah, really need to use a ring tester on it. Oh, the big holder got burnt in it, Paul. That's what caused it to go blackened. So, right, I'm going to wind this right down. Turn it on again. Record again. Wind this up. It's doing 10 volts right now. .20 volts. Yep, getting 25 volts there. AC. DC output. Yeah, we'll go from there to there. Don't step and touch it, it's not good. 26 volts DC, so there is something happening there. Hoppy meter's just turned on, it's pulling out 1 amp on the hoppy meter at 30 volts. It's pulling out 1 amp. Where's that power going? So that's 33 watts going somewhere. Let me get my thermal camera out. In 33 watts, you should be able to see that. Ooh. Definitely. There's heat there. That's concerning. Those two caps I put in are showing as being really hot. Now, question is, did I do something stupid and put them in backwards? Did I? Did I put those in backwards? fact that both caps are getting hot makes you wonder. Yes, I bloody did. I'm an idiot. That went the other way around. Why didn't you guys tell me? Oh man, something so basic. And I had in my head that the square pads were the negative. Obviously, the square pad was the positive. Idiot. I bet it's still hot across these, isn't there? Well, maybe not, because they've gone backwards. So, you know. No. No, that's right. Okay. You're like really bad at telling me when I'm making a mistake. That's what you're here for. Come on, heat up. It could have been worse. The caps could have exploded. That would have been really disappointing. Because the one which has got all the burnt out garbage on it was the one which is where the hole is, which is the other way around. Would have brightened your boring day. Yeah, maybe. My day would rather be based around not having expensive capacitors blow up in my face. But that's just me. It's probably just me. At least it won't take long to fix it. I really should turn my Stratofan on. This doesn't quite go over these legs. Come on, desolder. These snapped in before, so they're like pushed through the holes. There we go. Hopefully the cap survived that. Didn't punch a hole through the layers inside the caps. Hopefully not. Turns around the other way. Put it back in. Yeah, we tested in circuit, exactly. It'll be stress tested. Right, we should try this again, shall we? Flip over that way again. Again, we'll bring it up slowly, which is probably a sensible thing to do, because that's what I should have probably done the first time. We'll do this again, just in case. There's all your capacitor tester. Actually, yes. I wonder if Julie's still here. Well, the LCR tweezer. It's right here. I'm actually going to put these out in my lab. Well, I've got a couple of places I could put them. I could put them out there, or I could put them in the motorhome, so I can use them when I'm working at events fixing things. It's probably more useful in the motorhome actually. Let's test them, see what they come out like. What could possibly go wrong? $240 microfarad. That's the 1 kilohertz. I think I should change that frequency. That one there. $242 microfarad. That sounds a bit low. 221. Considering the rate of 270. I mean, it's slightly low. Then I'm not quite sure how long I've actually had the thing sitting around for either. Anyway, this is on. Ready to go. There's still one from the last time, look. Wow. 38 degrees. Mind you, some of that for me soldering as well. So, okay. It's recorded. Let's see if this is going to work. Now I've turned the capacitors around the right way. I'm not an idiot at all. Anyway, just wind that back down. Go bring it up slowly from 0. Just going to see if anything horrible happens. So far, so good. 37 degrees at 20 volts. Wind up some more. You know what I should do? I should absolutely plug the plug in. I was thinking, why is there no power? Yeah. Okay, we'll do this again. Starting at 5 volts, here we go, bring it up. So 37 degrees is where it's sitting at right now from the previous heat. So I've got 30 volts, I've got no power going in to speak of. 50 volts going in, still no power. Nothing getting particularly hot in there, is there? There's no power consumption. 80 volts going in. 90 volts, I saw a little surge just then. 100 volts. No power consumption. Saw a little surge again. When I'm putting the voltage up, I'm seeing a little surge. But it's probably the capacitors absorbing the power. 140 volts. Okay. 160, you're now drawing half a watt, 160. Let's have a little look. Nothing's looking horrendous so far. The power's disappeared again. 180 volts is putting out about 300 milliwatts and dropping down again. $190 volts, 210, putting out half a watt. We're basically operating voltage now. And we're looking good so far. It's sitting there at basically 400 milliwatts. Okay, let's go up to 230 volts. It's putting out 600 milliwatts. Yeah, that's not looking horrendous. Okay, let's see if there's an output power. Not sure which terminals it was. Okay, there's 3 terminals of each, positive and negative. So it doesn't matter which one of these. I'm getting nothing there. There's no output. Now, that's not helpful. Did this have an enable option? There's no green light to say volt's okay either. So there's no output from it. There's more problems with this yet. Damn it. But at least it's not blowing up. Anticlimax, yeah. 10 volts dip tamps in the gun for sound effects. Yeah. And don't forget the smoke. It doesn't smell so good though. Right. Well, because I started it up slowly, let's just shove it on full power, straight in 230 volt. Input looks the same, still no green light on the output, and still nothing on the output itself. Now there is a relay here. So this makes me wonder if there's actually like a control system. Manual reset, hiccup mode, continuous output mode. And there's like a little label here. And there's a jumper here. Should that jumper be moved? Let's try moving the jumper. One that says continuous. Let's try that one, shall we? Still no green light. Still no output power. Damn. Capacitors down here. Let's measure across these caps. Is anything down here? Nothing across these output caps. Nothing there. Okay. Could be when these switches are knackered. Could be one of those that dead after all. Possible. So I just checked across these output capacitors. There's actually no voltage at all on those output caps. So it's possible that it's not switching, which means those could be dead. It's possible. Yeah, well. Thing is, when you're working with these sorts of things, you know, it's like, it's really risky because you can accidentally touch something you're not meant to touch, right? You don't want to open yourself up to that. Because I've still got a control circuitry around the middle there somewhere. And it could be something in there which isn't right. I didn't see anything else looking dodgy though. I'm not sure I'm going to bother going any further with this. I think I'm going to take these caps back out again, put them back into my storage, maybe with a note saying accidentally reverse polarity once, and call it a day on this thing, because I don't think I'm going to get any further with this. Not really. It's not worth it. You know, it's a shame. It would have been nice if, you know, to get it going just as an experiment, just to see if we could recover it. But it looks like something else happened. Maybe when that went, it put a big surge through and popped something. Could have blown the controller. I mean, I could figure that out, but I'm really not that fussed by it, to be honest. It still is interesting. I thought it was anyway. Oh well. It's worth a shot. I'm surprised it got that far at all, actually, because, you know, based on the fact the thing smelt pretty bad when I got it. I was not expecting to be able to recover it at all. To even get the high voltage side working was quite surprising. Right. Okay, I think I'll call that a day there. Go over here. Seems like I'm going to be live streaming again in 9 hours' time. I should go to bed. Yeah, exactly. The time just disappeared. So, so if you're not doing something in 9 hours' time, I'll be back again in 9 hours. Just over 9 hours, 9.25 hours. I'll be back. And go have a shower, go to bed, and get up again and work on something else. Not a power supply this time. Something else. So, thanks everyone dropping by. Give us a thumbs up before you leave. All that sort of stuff. And hopefully I'll see most of you in 9 hours. And it's a failure, but well, don't win them all. I probably could do it if I was determined enough, but I'm not determined enough.